I'm Super Antonio. And we're live. Welcome, friends. Greetings and salutations. Welcome to the Saturday LA Noire live stream. G-Lash for the thumbs ups. Appreciate you, friend. I always know I'm going to have an excellent live stream if G-Lash is early in the chat with his thumbs ups. Thumbs ups to J-Lash, my friend. Thank you for being here early. We are joined once more by our co-host, Sadie the Channel Dog. Just had a shower. She's all clean now. She smelled a little. I wouldn't say stinky. She wasn't stinky, but I told her this morning that she smelled a little horsey.
I wouldn't feel safe in a tank with you driving.
She smelled like an animal. So now she doesn't. She smells all. She's all clean and soft. Clean bird, not a dirty bird. We are finishing
You think she'd have gotten the hint after those
the Golden Idol, the Fallen Idol, and
Maybe she's
starting.
just loyal.
Callum says, "Yo, greetings, Callum. New mod Callum from Ireland."
Or she might
Says,
just be trying to buy
"Yo,
enough time
greetings,
for Bishop
Callum.
to put a couple of
Appreciate
oceans
you
between him
being
and the
here." We're finishing the Fallen Idol and starting the Red Lipstick. Knee deep in homicide murders, very reminiscent of the Black Dahlia cancellation. And we've seen this footage at least 2 times. I took it down the last time. We showed it last week because there was a lot of naked bits, so it has been re-edited. And I feel so hypocritical about it because, you know, I love nudity. I love the female form. I just feel that there's a time and place for it. And even though it's prevalent in this game, I don't want it on this channel. Also, I feel there's too much. It's too much of a good thing. There's too much nudity. I love pizza and ice cream and candy and cookies. But that doesn't mean you get to have it every day or every time you want it. You have to limit your consumption of things like that. Callum says, "How's your Saturday been?" I also changed my photo. I didn't notice, Callum. Let's go look. Let's go look.
Phelps and Bukowski,
That's
LAPD.
too bloody small.
We're investigating the attempted murder of June Ballard and Jessica Hamilton.
Where's your channel page?
I'm Marlon Hopgood. How can I help?
You hold castings here.
How'd you hear about that?
Callum, me boy. There you are.
I got a little
Well done,
soundstage out
Callum.
there.
Lead
Make
the
sure
way.
you tell Papa won because I'm sure he'll be happy to see you, to see your face. Oh, what was I gonna say? I still have to make the video on these terracotta warriors. I've got all the pieces. I just got distracted by AI. I made a bunch of AI, fooled around with AI all day basically, making pictures of Arthur and Sadie
here for
riding
fun.
dinosaurs, riding
What's this got to
bison,
do with me?
riding
Don't
flying
try my
dinosaurs,
patience,
riding Pegasus, flying horses. I did one. They are, a lot of them are up on the Instagram and on Twitter, on Twitter, and one of my favorite is Arthur riding a winged horse, a Pegasus in space, firing a shooty bang, and I wrote something like "Vaya con Dios, space cowboy." But it's a lot of fun, and I can't get the AI to give him a Civil War Hardy hat, but I think I could just Photoshop one in. I could like Photoshop a real Arthur face from, you know, like one of my
What is wrong
screenshots,
with these people?
and that would make it more screen accurate or more Super Antonio accurate. Tony Vasquez says, "Hi all, greetings Tony. Thanks for being here. Just hanging out with Cole and trying to solve this murder mystery." Well, actually, this isn't a murder yet. This is a drunk driving attempted murder. Callum says, "Hey, Tony." Tony says, I like the one with him riding a cat. Oh, I'm glad you saw that, Tony. I'm glad you appreciate that. I also like the caption, which was "Try eating this cat." And that one, I think it was a giant winged cat over New Austin with Arthur and a saddle, and he's also holding a shooty bang. I'm having a
Turn off
lot
the
of fun with
lights,
those. I made a Sadie video of Sadie riding a dinosaur.
Humor him.
It did okay. It's done okay in shorts, but
One-way mirrors.
it might just be
There's a
because it's
room
the
on the
weekend
other
and no
side.
one's seen it. I really expect it to
Well.
blow up the
On the
channel.
way into that peep den, Phelps. I'll stay here and keep our pervert company.
So yeah, we're going to be doing a lot of AI
that way,
related
Phelps.
content.
Couldn't fit a rat through
It's
there.
the future.
Junk.
In addition to all our regular scheduled content, it's just, you know, I'm enjoying it. It's fun. It's creative. It's a new creative outlet for me. I also did a really cute picture of Wonder Woman on a white horse in West Elizabeth near Hanging Dog Ranch. So yeah, and that's on the end. That's a bonus picture on the end of the Sadie short. If you, I might show it at the end of this, this live stream, just because I want you guys to see it. I want to share it with you. It was a lot of fun. Sadie regrettably has fallen asleep. She's tired. You know, why did all these girls leave their stuff, all their girl stuff? Like, why would you leave your hand brush and your hand mirror and all your personal items? Because you're not going to share those. Tony says, we need Cole riding a dinosaur. Okay, I can do it. Actually, that would work better because you cannot really customize these LA Noire characters. Callum says, Sadie got tired before me. Yeah, she's had a long day. And then after her shower, she gets like one last burst of energy. But, and then she has dinner. And then she's pretty much done for the night. There's a newspaper here. Miko Herptile, shout out to Miko, says, hello, Super Antonio, Sadie, Mods, and everyone. Happy weekend. Greetings, Miko. I had a thought, Miko and Callum. Very interesting. I'm always interested in coincidences. So I have 3 mods who live on islands. Miko, of course, in the largest archipelago, I think, in the world. So Miko lives on an island. Callum lives on an island, and Serena also lives on a continent/island, a giant island. What's that about? So many
What happened to
islands.
the film of Hamilton screen test?
Why? What about this channel and this live stream attracts mods from islanders, mods from Guarma? What is that about? Tell me. When did I start doing an ASMR chat? I apologize. I'm a little goofy.
Jungle Drums, 8th and Francisco.
Tony says, hi, Miko.
Mark Bishop.
And Count says, Miko, I was wondering where you were. 6 viewers in the chat. Welcome, friends. This sword is not a clue. You can just hover over things. We can't really go in first person. I wish we could. I wanted a better picture of those girly photos. Tony says, I am Islander adjacent. And Miko says, it is a Red Dead mystery. Callum says, maybe a future ASMR video. Callum, when I started the channel, especially a lot of my early videos, people were like tagging it accidental ASMR. Because I just, I projected, I wanted like a calm presence, because all the gaming channels that I was doing research on Red Dead Redemption 2, they were all like really high energy and fake, and like radio announcer and boisterous, and I hated that. It was super annoying to listen to. And so I would like watch on mute and just like, where's the map? But that's one of the reasons why I started my channel, is because I wanted something more quiet. And here I am at 18,000 viewers, realizing that I think you have to be louder and more enthusiastic if you want to get to 100,000 viewers. Callum says, you do have the ASMR voice, so I see why they may have thought of that. Ha ha!
This is where
Yeah,
you sprang from.
I do. I know I do. When I got this dog, Sadie, and I would use my voice to calm her down. I know I would. And if I'd have to leave to to go to the groceries or whatever, I would put on a playlist of the full game commentary just so she could hear my voice, and it seemed to comfort her. And even now, when I'm actually talking to you guys, she thinks I'm talking to her. Yeah, so it didn't work out today. I usually take Saturdays off anyways, and I had leftover pizza for lunch, which was delicious, and a Reese's peanut butter cup. A neighbor gave me some extra Halloween candy,
I have to call you back.
and I was
Got
very
some business
happy.
here. Sit down, Courtney. This is Mickey.
Very
Mickey,
familiar,
Courtney, show.
sentimental taste. The
What would you like
Reese's
to drink?
peanut butter cup that I could not share.
Straight up.
So
Hey, you're
someone
back
was
at school learning
disappointed.
to be a doctor, kid.
Yes. That's right, Mr.
So
Cohen.
you want to be a doctor and a dope peddler.
The first half of
Interesting
this
combination,
game, the overarching
Do we have a
story
problem,
arc,
Mr. Cohen?
is this
might have. Yeah.
this
Selling your dope to my
morphine,
boy Lenny looked like a good move, but Lenny
black
has been
market
supplying,
morphine
wholesale, so to speak.
plot
The Bindle boys in this town aren't used to the juice without a little of the
that
middleman
Cole is
taking its
involved
cut.
in, of course, because it all involves his former platoon,
promised that
or
wouldn't happen.
just people that he was
And Lenny works for you.
that he knows coincidentally.
say
And the
about
second
Lenny?
half, which is more,
Oh yeah.
I
it's
think,
the
more
putts.
LA noir.
And
It's
he's
more
lazy, and he's
noir.
greedy, but he's my wife's brother.
Concerns
How can you make a
property
cake with those
development and
ingredients, huh?
real estate rights. Callum says, I did some weights today, but might have a rest day tomorrow. What kind of weights?
Kid, the
Tell
only
me,
way we're gonna
Callum.
be able to make this work
What
is to
did you
some
do? What kind of weights do you
Take the
have?
dope out of those dinky little cardboard boxes and
Surrettes.
yeah, Surrettes. Right.
Do you have free weights, or
Put
did
into
you go
big
to a
vats
gym?
and water
If you
it
go
down.
to a gym, you can get big. It's
I won't bore you with the
I don't know what your goals are,
It doesn't work that way.
but it's
You're likely
very
to feel even
difficult
more
to get big
Listen, we want to buy you out, kid.
with like home weights,
I'll
like a
give you
home
50
setup.
grand.
Unless you have like double your body weight
Hey.
in weights
Hey, you don't like my
at
offer?
home, and that takes up a lot of space. But for most home gym sets, you can get lean, you can get ripped,
The Sheldon kid?
but you will never get
We
big.
got one of them dead.
And a lot of boys, a lot of young men like to get big. I never wanted to get big. Tony says, or shake weights. I'm afraid we are all familiar with the shake weight, Tony Vasquez. Callum says, free weights today as I wasn't bothered going to the gym. Okay, so you do have access to a gym. Callum says, got a good workout in though. Good. I'm very happy for you. So you got those you get that endorphin rush. Okay, let's go interview this degenerate. He's a
You ever
blackmailer.
do any work for Mark Bishop?
Mainly do work for the studios. RKO, Republic, Warner Brothers. So yeah, when Bishop was doing work for a studio.
Note that male pattern baldness is called the
When did you last
horseshoe
see him?
pattern. It was very,
Doing work
it
for
was
his next
ubiquitous. Like balding,
Feel
it's
free
like
to
now everyone shaves their head, and I don't know when that started.
seen him around
I'm
here
going
in
to
a
say the
while.
late 90s. Like maybe Vin Diesel. No, Bruce Willis probably
you're lying,
started that
Hopgood.
fashion.
Bishop was
Just
here, and
shaving
you
it
know
off
exactly what he was doing and what he left lying around afterwards.
and
You come
growing
in
a
here without a
beard.
warrant, and now you start throwing your weight around?
But certainly in 1947 or
A
1948.
15-year-old girl told me how she was drugged and
weren't
molested
really
at a
doing
casting
it.
house.
And then I
found
love
the
Mr.
coral hydrating
Pearson's
your drinks cabinet
sweaty,
give me
greasy
something wrong with
comb
your
over
fucking jaw,
that he
Hopgood.
does.
Bishop was here with June Ballard and the girl. A lot of producers and directors use this place. I'm not responsible for what goes on here.
5 viewers in the chat. Welcome, friends. Thanks for
McAfee's
being
men
here.
are looking for
Appreciate
Bishop.
you.
We need to find him
this
first. Any
stream will
idea where he might have
probably
gone
be
to ground?
demonetized.
He really tried to kill
So,
McAfee's wife?
Every
My advice
like
to him would be to
and
leave town.
view counts. Not complaining though,
We're delivering
just
props to
commenting. It
Jungle
is
Drums on 8th Street.
it's a labor
Bishop is
of
using
love.
that old rundown wreck of a
This
set. place is
Playthrough and
dangerous.
commentary, and I do love this
But it might be a
game.
good spot to hide.
Took me a while to get into it,
What's the deal with you and June Ballard?
Look,
but
buddy,
I do
make
enjoy
promise.
it. I like the
I
architecture. I
hardly
like
ever meet
I
the
love the
talent unless it's
cars,
something tailor-made for
the
them, like a
clothes,
sword
the
or
formality, the corruption at
You and Ballard are blackmailing
basically
Bishop.
every
That's
level.
why he cracked.
You got nothing on me. My hands are clean on this.
Captain Donnelly isn't, they're not interested in justice, or they're just interested in closing cases and
Enough.
and presenting
Been
the
in your
DA
puke room,
with
Hopgood. I've seen your
with
smut
easily
pictures and the camera
closable
setup.
cases.
You made a movie of Jessica. I found the canister.
The deal is I get to sell the movies to burlesque houses and private clubs.
Callum says, and subscribers
guys love seeing
also.
their cocks
Well,
on screen.
we're hoping that
Part of the
the
arrangement is I
AI
get to film the
content
faces.
will bring in
June had
some
me film Bishop,
subscribers
and then she kept the
or
movie
generate
for
some
insurance.
interest in the channel.
He went apeshit when he realized his face was front and center.
Who
I'm
has
going to
the
make.
film
I
now?
have.
Who else?
I made a
Kathy.
lot of photos of Arthur
Ballard
and
had what she
Sadie
wanted.
riding
Where does the
bison.
money come into it?
That we're going to. So we're going to do a
What
bison short, then Arthur dinosaur short, and then I was fooling around
Enough
with
of the
like an
lies.
Asian motif in Saint
told you, I
Denis.
get my
Like
cut
samurai,
selling
like
dirty movies.
prompts like sexy samurai girl with katana in Red Dead
Your ex was
Redemption
getting 20
2
large
Saint
from
Denis.
Bishop.
So I got a lot of scenes like that. I've got Bruce Lee in Saint Denis,
June
and
said
then
she'd sell the
one
film once the movie had wrapped, but
I
guy
tried to
wanted
do
cash. He's in a
Charles
cash-only
Smith
business. You think I had a choice in
wearing
this?
That's all for now, Hopgood. We're taking
Mandalorian
you in.
armor in Blackwater, and it gave me like this kind of Cad Bane type outfit that looks really cool. Doesn't look like Charles at all.
Hopgood is a
But,
vice informer?
Yes, he
Looks
is,
like Cad
Phelps.
Bane
Very
in
important.
Blackwater.
Look at that mug. Have you been upsetting these two
Callum says, I
officers,
liked
Marlon?
the Sadie
So we
photo
just
you put
drop
up. Where?
Do
On
if you know what's good
Instagram?
for you. You need to catch the movie producer
I take a
before
lot
an
of
angry
pictures of it. You
husband
can't
does, from
imagine
what
how
I'm
many I
hearing.
have.
I'll be
I'm
making
thinking
a
of
full
upgrading
report
my
to the captain,
phone.
detective.
You
Well,
do
I
that,
know I'm
kid.
upgrading my
We're all
phone.
very impressed
I might
with you.
Let it slide,
do it
Cole.
before I get the
Let's get at it.
PS5. Don't tell O-Dog.
Detectives.
Johnny Goldberg. You work for Mickey C.
That's right, detectives.
You wouldn't happen to know the guys who roughed up Mrs. Bishop earlier
Got a
today,
shootout
right?
here.
No.
Shootout
no,
incoming.
Not us. We don't do that kind of thing. It's the husband we'd like to talk to.
This is a police matter. You don't want to be taken in for obstruction
Comes
of
as
justice,
on the
do you,
YouTube
boys?
community
Could
page.
Try the obstruction rap.
Oh, I'm glad you're
but
checking that out.
it
Let me
won't
look at
stick.
that because I don't remember. I
Beneath that.
You've had your 10
I don't
cents
remember
worth,
what I put
gentlemen.
up on those
Bishop
things.
knows how the world works.
Community
Mrs.
post.
McAfee hits him up for a movie part. Happens every day.
Yeah, so we've got
Bishop takes it a step too far and tries to rub out.
Sadie
Mrs.
on a
McAfee.
flying dinosaur,
Naturally,
not a
guy
raptor,
is gonna get upset.
with a sniper
made
rifle.
you
We've
think
got
Bishop
Wonder
would be
Woman on a
here?
white horse.
We figure
Sadie
he
on a
might be planning
raptor.
little
That's one of my
accident for Hopgood,
favorites.
too.
Uh,
Those two guys have got
Arthur
some unfinished
on a raptor. Short
Let us know if you find
thumbnail
Bishop.
art.
Guy McAfee can
Scrolling
be
down. You
very
scroll down a lot.
I'm only
Promotions.
going to warn you once, gentlemen. Stay out of this. This is a police matter. We will be bringing Mark Bishop into custody.
Star
At least
Hearts.
he's polite. Kind of dumb.
That's when she was in the
Polite.
But I'm a
hospital.
lot less polite, you smug son of a bitch.
I'm not finding it right
let me
now,
put it in
Callum,
ruder
but that's
terms that even a
okay.
pair of
I
blockheads
appreciate
like
you
you
watching. and
The
checking
only
it
reason
out.
that you don't have bars on your windows already is because you're small fry. And we don't waste our time on small fry. You stay away from Bishop, and you stay away from me. Is that clear enough for you, asshole? Now run along back to your boss so we can pat you on the head and tell you what good boys you are.
ODog is here. Greetings, ODog. ODog, a member at the Blackwater level for 11 months.
I don't think they like
Has it been that long, ODog? Appreciate it. Couldn't do it without you. And I'm glad you're here. Just kind of hanging out with Eleanor. And I think I edited out all the naughty bits this time. So we should be okay. And then Sunday we shall continue this this playthrough so we can catch up. How are you doing, my friend? Callum says, hey, ODog, how's your Saturday been? Yeah, what'd you have for dinner? I had leftover pizza, so I was very happy. And a Reese's peanut butter cup. A neighbor gave me some extra Halloween candy, and I was very happy about that. ODog says, what's going on, Cal? And sup, Super Antonio.
Oh, Christ. And they say working traffic is like watching paint dry.
You know how to piss people off, Bukowski.
Hey, if they're prepared to gun down cops in broad daylight, McAfee really means business.
Seems like we're the only ones who want Bishop alive.
ODog says, lots
I have
of
a good
chill
mind
in
just to let him
college
go work on
football.
the son of a
Bama
I'm about
kicking
done
butt.
putting my life on the
Well
line
done,
to protect some child molester.
ODog.
That's our job.
Callum says, spent time with my family
We
today.
don't get to dole out the
What about
justice.
you, ODog? Have any ladies over? Hey, ODog, Callum got a workout in. He hit the weights. ODog says, a baked meat pizza from the deli. That sounds delicious. We're of similar minds, ODog. I also had pizza. So mine was pepperoni, cold pepperoni pizza with a salad on top. Technically, it was pizza salad. One of my favorite meals in Red Dead Redemption 2. Pardon me, sir, coming through. ODog says, Dole, mango, peach, and peach Ciroc drinks with a friend. That sounds
There's
delicious.
a slippery bastard now.
I love
No.
mangoes.
God damn it!
Mark
I know
Bishop, stop!
Sadie loves
LAPD.
mangoes, and I'm pretty sure Miko loves mangoes.
11K calling KGPL, requesting assistance at 8th and Francisco, the abandoned movie set. My partner is pursuing suspect on foot. Code 3, KGPL.
And we gotta
trying to
chase
help
this
you,
Joker.
Bishop.
This is all a big mistake!
ODog says, I was company this time, Cal. Are you home now, ODog? I'm glad you're home if you are. Kick up your feet, stay and relax. Hopefully your cohort David will show up and that he's feeling better. And maybe he'll have Chrissy with him.
It's us or McAfee's boys.
Oh, I
your
also
choice.
made some AI. I generated some AI pictures of Arthur and Sadie on kangaroos. What's that about? I should do a flying kangaroo. Miko says, hey, ODog.
Bishop, that's enough.
That girl made it all up!
ODog says, watching the Bama game. Roll Tide Roll. And David's here. David says, howdy, folks. Just got home. Just in time, David. I was just talking about you to your cohort, ODog. ODog has the lizard emoticons for Miko, and Callum says, do a fish. And David says, there he is. And Mama One says, hey, family. Greetings, Mama
make this
One.
any harder on
Everyone say
yourself,
hi to
Bishop.
Mama One. And Papa One says, hey, everyone. Greetings, Papa One. Welcome, friend. Appreciate you. Officer down. And Callum says, hey, Mama One and Papa One. Good to see you both. And Mama One says, hello to ODog and David. Tony says, my boss is an Auburn grad, O-Dog. He dislikes you as much as I dislike the Georgia Bulldogs. Got some team rivalry going here. We're all friends here. Mom one says, hey Callum, how are you? And David says hi to Tony. And Papa one says hello to O-Dog, David, and Nico. Callum asks David, how was it today? Long day, or did it fly by? And Miko says hello to David and Chrissy and Mama One and Papa One. Yes, hello to Chrissy D. Papa One says, Callum, hope you're good, son. And Callum says, all good, Mama One. Spent some time with my family today. David says, didn't we see this one? Yes, we did. But I re-edited it. I had to take down the original one because it had naughty bits, and I took out all the naughty bits. I hope, fingers crossed.
Hands in the air, Bishop.
Because I want it in the playthrough. I didn't want to like re-upload it as a video because then it would not show up consecutively in the live stream playthroughs.
And the rape and attempted murder of Jessica Hamilton.
All right, I'll come quietly.
Lodok says, sup Tony, I hate Auburn. Notre Lame 2. And Mama One says, that's great to hear, Callum, and hello to Chrissy.
All right, but you stay close.
Yeah, just because Chrissy isn't on stream doesn't mean she's not in the background
I know another way out of this place.
lurking.
Christ, detective, they're trying to kill me.
Last chance to back the hell down.
Callum says, that's good, David. Glad you're back and work and enjoying it. And Tony says, but we both hate watching Georgia, so we enjoyed their loss today.
Reinforcements are on the way.
I like the
Cease
bulldog,
and desist.
Uga. I think he's cute.
It's this way.
Hodok says, we miss Chrissy. We do.
Kill them, for God's sake. I don't want to die.
There's no way out of here. I thought you said you knew where you
Papa
were
went
going.
to same as always,
have to
Callum.
jump
We
for
went
it.
to a local fair in town,
Kathy
showed
doesn't
off
make
some
the
horses,
rules.
sold
You
a
hear me?
couple of Appaloosas to one of the guys there who trades horses. A horse trade. David says, Stanford for me because of Coach Bill Walsh. And Papa one says, David, tell Chrissy I hope she's well.
LAPD.
Hodok says, Big Al stomped Uga. Yeah, if I were giving you
really the best McAfee
advice
shot?
for first-time players, pick up a rifle as soon as you can,
Shit. Really hurts.
Get me out of here.
just for the accuracy. You won't be able to keep it, and once you run out, you run out. But and you have to switch back. But you know, all these guys are carrying interesting weapons that overpower
There's a ladder
your
leading to
Colt
the ground.
1911. Callum says, sounds fun, Papa One. I hope you both enjoyed yourselves. I also changed my YouTube profile picture. And O-Dog is laughing with Tony. Mama One says, any team that has a dog as a mascot, I root for. I just love animals. And animals love you, Mama One.
I don't want to die here.
Callum says, what NFL team do you support, Tony and O-Dog? I believe that the NFL teams of this channel are the 49ers and Philadelphia, I believe.
Stay down.
And Callum says, Leeds United mascot is a leopard, Mama One. And O-Dog says, I met Harbaugh once. I hope I pronounced that. Papa once says, Callum, you make me feel old. I remember being young and able to do anything. Now I move the wrong way and I get a hernia. LOL. Well, Papa One, you're only young once, and youth is wasted on the young, as they say. O-Dog says, 49ers and Steelers are channel teams. Yes. And David says, Jim took us to the Super Bowl in 2013. Callum says, Steelers are good, and I hear you on the suffering with the Jets, Tony. I like the LA Rams or the 49ers.
I can cover you from here. You're almost there.
I'm just parroting this information. I don't really know anything about football.
How long do you think
I
you
don't
can
even
hold
know
on?
any football movies. Any Given Sunday? That was with Al Pacino, I think. Papa One says, I still get around, just praise the Lord for ibuprofen. And Callum says, LOL Papa One, I'll get to that stage also. Yes, we all will.
This is what
If
I
we're
call a
lucky.
result. Mark Bishop, erstwhile film producer, an all-around piece of shit.
Odog
catches a
says,
fast
Davey,
ticket
front
to
office
Clinton,
kicked in again. I'm
stats
very
rape,
mad at
attempted
San
murder,
Fran
so he
for
gets
that.
to spend the next 15 years playing sissy instead of sticking.
A stellar result. We
That
get
is
promoted to
justice.
homicide.
Capital
However,
J, Detective Phelps.
we spent 6 months in
With such a
burglary
reputation, I'm not gonna be able to hold
before
on
we
to
get to
you anymore.
homicide that they just
You're getting
gloss
promoted.
over.
Go on,
There's just a
get
card
your
that says
assignment.
6 months later, and I
Good work.
believe that was going to be a DLC at some point. Or why would they even put that in there? Why wouldn't they just have him go directly to a homicide? So at some point, depending on how this game performed, I believe they must have fleshed out a bunch of burglary cases.
Phelps, Bukowski, this your work?
The other
Help you, detective?
option
Sorry,
is
Cap. Didn't see you there.
they might have
Yeah,
thought the
I'll bet
game
you
was too
did.
long,
This is a traffic case.
so they
You
cut
need
out,
something?
they
I'm here
cut
to
out
buy
a
a
whole
drink for the two LAPD
segment of
traffic
cases.
cops who broke the back of Guy McAfee's private army. You don't have a problem with that, do you, Captain?
Go right
Papa
ahead.
One says,
Get
it sneaks
in.
up faster than
I'm
you
fine.
think. The last time my son was with us, we went riding, and I felt like time flew by. I remembered riding alongside the crew, being in my 20s long before my son was even thought of. And Odog says, Super Antonio, I'm starting to itch for Red Dead Redemption again. Going to jump back in before Turkey Day. That sounds like a great
You like
plan,
jazz, Cole? The
Odog.
hopheads love it.
Sure.
I love this game. I
Big
spent all
bands
day
and
fooling around
swing,
with
I can
AI,
understand, but this
making
bebop
Arthur and
palaver?
Sadie ride
How are you supposed to
dinosaurs
dance to that?
and giant cats, and also bison. Tell Chrissy we're doing
This
a
is Phelps,
bison
Leroy. Be
remix
nice to 'em. You'll like this place. They treat
David.
you right.
with Sadie and Arthur on.
What do you think we want to do?
She looked
Stand at
over
the bar
when I
like
said her name.
chumps?
Sadie Adler
Don't look so happy to see me,
and
Alphonse.
Arthur
I might get the wrong
riding
impression.
bisons.
Cole, this is Alphonse. He's a French Negro from Africa. Can you beat that?
The Congo.
Rodok
Pleasure
says
to
Grand
meet
Theft
you.
Auto
Is
6,
Elsa singing
except
tonight?
for fall next year.
Come on,
And
Cole, you
David
can
says
meet Elsa when
I'm
we're
in
fixing
chapter
us a
4
table.
now. At
You'll
the
like
moment,
her.
I'm going to
She's
see Eagle
something else.
Flies after the stream.
She's pretty beat up about it.
Get your hands off me. Don't ever tell me what to do or what not to do,
Odok
Alphonse.
says Callum, enjoy the happy
Got a
times
nice
at the
club
end of
here.
chapter 1
Don't
and 2.
spoil it.
If you will follow me.
Oh, here we go. Callum says, same Odog, I'm going to start my playthrough tonight. I think as I shrugged it off yesterday, I'm not excited for chapter 1, to be honest. I love chapter 1.
We went to it all.
Chapter 1 for me always recaptures the magic of starting the game. Just starting in the snow and just such perfectly rendered snow.
Elsa, are you going on?
And
Lord, for God's sake, he
you know,
was
when
my
we-
best
that
friend.
first mission
The
at
only man
Sadie's
who ever loved
ranch.
me without putting his hands on me.
Hi, Elsa.
Wish we could loot those
Here's someone I'd
O'Driscolls.
like you to meet.
Getting
Cole
the
Phelps,
horse.
war hero
That's a
and
good
crime
horse.
fighter
You should
extraordinaire.
keep him.
And why would I want to meet another fascist from the
Hunting with Charles.
Sorry about this, Cole. What an evening I'm having. First a Negro puts his hands on me, and then this. Who do you think you're
Mama one
talking
says
to,
that's
you
why I
German
keep a
junkie
chapter
whore?
2 save right
Don't
before
remember
Arthur
to
fights
get your
Big
place
Tommy.
where
He
you
just
can.
woke up at Horseshoe Overlook. Yeah, I have one of those saves.
Evening,
I believe
Doc.
it's at like
How's business?
7.1 or 7.3. And Odog says that's official, Super Antonio. Oh, fall of
Blow
2025.
it off, Cole. These
And Papa
artsy
one
fartsy
says,
sex
one
holes
thing I
get
struggle with,
flat.
Callum, is I would have a
Meet
flashback.
Dr.
I look
Harlan
down my hands
Fontaine,
and I see my
doctor of the
hands young,
stars.
like I'm back in the
Mr.
foxhole.
Fix-It to the mental
I have to
wreckage
snap
of
out of
Hollywood.
it quick, but it's been my main set off. And Miko says,
So what
outlaws
about that
riding
drink,
dinosaurs.
boys?
Heck yeah. Yeah, that short is coming. And, you know, I have a short of Sadie riding dinosaurs up right now. Odak says, Chapter 2, 6.8 save is the sweet spot. And Papa One says, my best advice is to the chat is cherish your young lives and where you currently are. It changes quicker than you think. Callum says to Papa One, I'm sure that's hard. Hopefully it's getting better and you don't get it as much. Say hi to Papa One and Mama One and David and O-Dog. And tell the 12 viewers in the chat to like and subscribe and watch the Sadie AI video of her riding dinosaur. Red lipstick murder. Okay, let's try this again, shall we? I think I got all the naughty bits out. But they sneak in. Calm says, what is the perfect save percentage? I forget what it is for the Pearson Scout Jacket. Somewhere around 7.1 to 7.3. Basically right after Hosea hands you the coffee and the game lets you loose, you should start trying to spawn the Pearson rapid request. Callum says, look who's awake. Callum says, look who's asleep. She was snoring before the stream, but she got up as soon as it turned the light on. She knows that means that we're going, and we're live, and treats are incoming. David says, there she is, and Miko says, it sure does, Papa One. You just blink and poof, 20 years have passed. Papa One says, amen, O-Dog. Your time is the most valuable thing you have, and only you can give it away.
Your first case is the murder
Count says, thanks, David. I'll remember that. And think things through all the way. And Count says, going to rewatch your video on the Pearson jacket, Antonio. It helped me when I first did it. Well, I appreciate that, Callum. I had a different mic.
Do you have the address?
It's been all over KGP.
O-Dog is laughing at Sadie.
It's off Temple Street between Belmont.
She had a bath. She has her bath on Saturday, O-Dog. So she's very soft and clean and tired now. Cole is behind the wheel again. Let's see what kind of trouble he can get into. David says, you get Dutch's pipe request right away too. Yeah, as soon as you hear the opera music, which incidentally gets copyright flagged now for the first time in the history of YouTube.
What happened to Rose?
Super annoying.
Parker wants the chief's job. Word is it's either going to be him or Thad Green.
Not copyright claim. That's different than flag. A flag means they're angry at you. A claim means they want a part of your revenue.
I didn't ask for you, and I don't want you, so keep it to yourself. See if you can learn something about seeing how a real.
Tony says, I am also starting a playthrough of Red Dead Redemption 2.
Vidalia. The Daily News
Well
came
done,
out
Tony.
calling
I
him a
love.
werewolf.
Well,
The Examiner came
I
up
love
with
this
the Black
game.
Dahlia.
You know that.
Are we any closer to catching him?
Not a chance. 6 months and hundreds of guys running
Mama
down
says, I
leads,
love
we
the
got
bear
nothing.
hunting mission with Hosea. I love the bond of Arthur and Hosea.
No,
By the way, I
I
finally
don't.
got Dutch's pipe request for
90%
the
of
first
murders
time.
are domestic,
The bear
fellas.
startled me,
Some guy
and
gets
Dutch
into a
doesn't
beef with
even
his
smoke
wife,
the
he
pipe.
takes
Yeah,
it
he
too
never
far.
smokes a pipe.
This'll be the
Super
same.
annoying.
But cutting someone in half and leaving them on the sidewalk, that's a one-off.
Yeah, approach from the rear,
women this
Mama One. And
Because
just
of the
shoot
war.
the door and he'll come out and
know
charge
that.
you.
Guy gets to
He's a
kill people
3-star
every day
bear
in
too.
combat.
So
Comes
if you
home,
need one,
he's expected to take lip from his wife. What do you think's going to happen?
It's that
just get him from behind.
Like I said, most of the time it is.
Mama One, O-Dog says, Mama One, I know, right? Hosea is my favorite character. We didn't get enough of him. David says, go around the back of the cabin and pop the bear. Perfect pelt. Yes, David. Listen to David, Mama One. He knows what he's talking about. Cole's trying his very level best to obey the traffic laws of Los Angeles.
Help!
Mama One says, I was in Clements Point of all places to get the Piper quest. I've never gotten it that late.
Oh, come on!
Cloudy's here. Cloudy says, "Howdy, y'all." David says, "For the bear saddle." I don't like that saddle. It's very furry. I don't even know what the stats are. And Callum says, "Hey, Cloudy," and Odog says, "And Dutch didn't listen enough."
Scoop for the Examiner, Galloway. You could use some good press.
Another tramp, another message. Is the werewolf back in business, boys?
Do you have a mother, asshole? A sister? How about showing some respect for this poor woman? Let us do our job, and Detective Galloway will give you a statement later.
He's good, Rusty. He even
Odog
sounds
has Cloud
genuine.
emoticons.
The war hero.
And Miko says
Defending
hello to
the honor
Cloudy.
of murdered humps. You're used to it, Phelps. Moving along, guys. You got your pictures, you got your headlines. Now scram.
Mama One says, "I was able to get the pelt. It just caught me off guard. All grizzlies do. They are fast, and they are on me quicker than mice on cheese." And that roar.
Trollman, this your beat?
Yes, sir. Well, part of it. Kids park here. They use it like a lover's lane. It's a working neighborhood. Some trouble, but nothing like this.
Odog says,
known
"Such
locally as the
language."
Moors.
And Callum says,
You
"Oh,
were
and
first on
Gila
the scene?
for them
Yes,
perfect
Detective.
beaver pelts.
No one's disturbed the body.
Saved me hours of work."
No,
Yeah,
sir.
Lake
We
and
cleared out
Gila
them vulture
for
reporters
all
so
your
Baker and the coroner could
beaver
work.
needs.
They're waiting to talk to you.
Go house to house. And see
Also,
what you come
random
up with.
moose. You can see a random moose swimming across, and of course, it's cougar country.
What can you tell me about the shoe prints?
Size 8
Men,
footprints, a
size 8.
direct
People
reference
listed
to the
impressions for me to
Black
compare
Dahlia
back to the lab.
cancellation. They found size 8
Has the
footprints.
scene been secured?
Patrolman Houlihan saw to it. The victim's personal effects are still where
David
they
says
fell.
both sides of the lake for beavers. Southeast, west. I like the west side personally.
Cause of death?
Could be the head injury.
Papa One says Mama One prefers the beaver roping saddle. I love the alligator, the rattlesnake vaquero. They're my favorite trapper saddles. Although I love stirrups, so I use mainly stable stirrups on the rare times
What
I
caused the
play.
blunt force injury to the face?
Could be anything from a
Odog says,
baseball
and
bat
the
to a
other
lug wrench.
small rodent
I'll
there
have more
too.
details after the autopsy.
I love Papa One tapadero stirrups. You know, the ones that are covered, that completely cover the toe.
What does the writing on the victim mean?
BD. Like
Count says,
Dahlia.
and squirrels, darn, they were annoying to get a
Guess it's as
perfect
good as
pelt,
mine.
even if you shot
Could
them
be
in the
something
head.
to it.
Don't shoot them,
Maybe
use
killer's
small
trying to
game
front
arrow.
up the scent.
Well, actually,
Either way, I'll
yeah,
request
small
it.
game arrows, I
Any idea of
believe.
the time of death?
No, wait.
From the temperature, I'd say after midnight. I'll confirm.
No, it's varmint rifle and the buck antler trinket and Deadeye go for the nose. I know they run fast,
I've seen
but
it
you know, you
all.
just
Victim's
like
bad.
try to get it right at the nose, and you'll be fine.
Looks brand new. Can't be the one used on
Tony
the
says,
body.
"I like the Elysian pool for beavers. I hate being that far up north, and you're so close to Butcher Creek. It's horrible there." Miko says, "I always go for the gator saddle first. Easiest for me to get. They just sit there. Just don't get too close, of course." Yeah, I agree. Hodok says, "Tons of snakes heading to Trapper before the cougar in the curve at the Trapper. I prefer Snake Island," which of course is off of Clemens Point and very close to Iguana Island. Callum says, "Yeah, I used small game arrows, worked a charm." Callum also says, "Butcher Krek." Papa One says, "I don't know why the Trapper doesn't do stirrups as custom saddles. I can add stirrups. Most people prefer stirrups as you can turn to shoot without worrying about the horse being misguided." You probably know, Papa One, that the Mongolians invented stirrups specifically for arrows, for bow hunting, for bow wasn't hunting, bow assault. Let us say. Yeah, okay. So that's it for the naughty bits for this one. We're going to do another one tomorrow. Let's move on to the Bomba Club. any
God, you're gonna kill
relation
us.
to La Bamba. Arthur does love his pork chops, Odog. Odog says, the area at the Trapper is equally as good, and going from the Trapper, lots of hogs out there too.
Jesus, Phelps.
Arthur likes his pork chops, and I personally love that boar skin table. I would get that IRL. We disabled our police vehicle, so we're gonna borrow this LA County coroner car.
Getting around in this thing, Cole.
He won't mind. It's official police business. 10 viewers in the chat. Welcome, friends. Happy Saturday. Mom one says, I love the beaver saddle. My personal saddle is beaver and wolf fur in real life. Papa One and I make our own saddles. I haven't bought a saddle in years. Has our initials engraved with hearts. And ours to be continued.
Werewolf?
David
My
says,
money?
between roads and
Copycat.
face rock
We can't rule it
for
out.
hogs
We need to work the evidence.
is great.
You'd love that, wouldn't you? A big head to hang on your wall. The call
Mom
of
one
the
says, and the
decade.
date of our first
Been
date
working
and
evidence
our
from
wedding
BB
date
for
on them.
6
Oh, that's
months and
nice.
got nicks.
There's a difference, Rusty.
Oh, yeah?
I just started working it today.
Okay, Hotshot. What's more likely? The werewolf comes back around, leaving us a note in a corpse?
He clearly has a thing for power. Power over women. Why not power over the police department as well?
Let me finish, Phelps. A guy opens his mouth again after 6 months of stewing. Or some opportunist who's been reading about the BD figures, he'll rip off the MO and get himself
Yes,
a freebie.
Odog, that's where I
That's
go.
not
What's that
totally
hideout
fantastic.
with the house?
Well, the
Tons of
Examiner and the
hogs
Daily
out
News
there
might be
near
good
the
at coming up
railroad.
with
Yes,
monikers, but they're
it is
There's a reason we
north-
didn't get the son of a bitch after the short murder.
west
was them,
of
locusts.
Where do you
Emerald
think the werewolf killer
Station.
is now?
That's
Dead
also
by
a
his
great.
own
That's where I
hand,
go for squirrels.
stationed somewhere
Lots
else
of
with the armed
squirrels
forces.
um,
San Quentin, another
around that
town,
house,
another
but
country,
perfect
who
for
knows? So Phelps, I understand you
for
want to turn this
boars,
into a big case,
wild
but it
boars,
doesn't work
especially
like
in
that, right?
Chapter
A
2.
case will come and find
They are
you.
so
You can't make it
ubiquitous in
something it
Chapter
ain't,
3, but you don't
understand?
really need them.
So you
then.
don't think the werewolf has continued to operate in the Los Angeles area?
Cole! No chance. You would have found him.
Papa One says, I always loved John's saddle on his horse up in the mountains in Chapter 1. I
Calm
wish we
down.
could saved it. Or Arthur could get engraving on his saddle. I love making saddles. My dad taught me.
Any central unit, car 16 Adam reports a possible jumper at 8.
And I just don't feel right, Papa One continues, in any other saddles. Although others make just as good, if not better, saddles than I do. Something about knowing you crafted it. Hodog says, for pigs, I rate Downs Ranch, also a bull. Yeah, you need that bull for the carpet. Peter Walsdorf says, how's everyone doing tonight? Greetings, Peter. We are hanging out with Cole in LA Noire and talking about our favorite saddles in another game. David says, Carmody Dell. Papa One says, by the way, Superantonio, any special design or material you would prefer on your saddle? I have no idea, Papa One. I defer all that judgment to you. Whatever you think is appropriate. But, you know, again, you don't have to do that. And I don't want you to go to any extra effort on my part. Tony says, you guys are like the Trapper in Red Dead Redemption 2, Papa One. You know your way around a needle and thread. And David says, Pete. And Callum says, Peter,
Gentlemen,
all good here,
what can I
friend.
get?
What about you?
Phelps and Galloway,
Callum
LAPD.
asks, wonder
Were you
where
working here last
Serena
night?
is tonight.
Yes. How can I
Peter
help,
is
officer?
watching
You can start
Twisters.
with your name.
The original
Garrett
one with
Mason.
Helen
You're the regular
Hunt
bartender on nights?
and
I'm a temporary barman. I work
Game
for an
Over
agency.
Man,
I fill
Bill
in at bars across
Pullman,
town.
Do you remember a woman
That
who came
one,
in here
and
last
also
night?
a very
5
young
feet 7, about 110 pounds, blonde hair, about 40
Philip
years of age.
Seymour Hoffman.
You mean Celine Henry?
I liked Philip Seymour Hoffman a lot. He was one of my favorite actors.
Yes.
It's a shame.
Do you know anything about her?
I don't. But the owner, Mr. McCall, serves her most nights. Would you like to speak to him?
I would.
He sits at the
David
back
says,
of
I get the
club.
panther
Wears a
panther saddle
hibiscus.
first,
Can't
the
miss it.
rattlesnake, the glitch
Is there
still
anything
shows
else?
the panther blanket. Yes, that
Wire
I'm
away,
amazed
phone.
that glitch has never been fixed. I love this screen that separates this bamboo screen. I love the decor here. The Bomba Club. It's kind of tiki, even though it's
Detective
seems
Phelps,
it's like more of a
LAPD.
Mexican
We're investigating
themed
the murder of
restaurant.
Celine Henry. Do you know her?
Celine?
Well, okay, okay, Papa One. As long as you're having fun, that's what
Jacob, her
that's
husband.
all
we
I
know way back.
ask.
She was here last night?
Sure, she's a regular. Celine is... was a lovely woman.
This young gentleman has an ascot, a
Was Mrs.
flower
Henry here with anyone last
in his lapel, and
first.
a pocket square.
Celine
Note how
already
the
had quite a
pocket
head
square
start.
matches
She
his
attracted attention?
his
You
shirt.
gentlemen became
He's a
very
little
interested
too
in
well
Miranda
coordinated for
stories.
me.
One guy in particular.
I mean, it's okay if you want to do all that, but
You know him?
it's a little
No.
excessive. However,
been
I
in
am
a
going to
couple
be
of
I am going to start
Did they leave together?
dressing more
Yes.
formally for the
At
streams.
around 11. If it helps, I made the guy's license plate.
Maybe in December, maybe next year.
I think this could be a great help, sir. Thank you.
Papa One continues, yes, Tony, I know my way around a needle. Haha, I can make clothes and boots and stuff. I've
Mrs.
made
Henry
boots
appeared
for
to
my
be missing
dad
a
back in
ring
the
torn
day.
from her finger,
I
but
actually
not a
wear the
wedding
last
finger.
pair I made him. Even
Celine
had a
always wore
little
red
pocket.
garnet ring on the
You know,
large
Papa
side.
One, I wish the trapper could
Larger
make
than life.
scabbards, custom
Celine
scabbards
herself.
for the
Did she have
knives.
it a long time?
Since way
With
back in
his,
her flying days.
you know, with
Did her
his
husband buy
weapon
it for her?
set.
No, it was...
Very easy to do because that, you know,
before.
like that brown plain default scabbard just doesn't look good with some of
I
the
think
belts.
you know where the ring came from, and I think you're going to...
Tony says, I'm not that
Okay.
talented, Papa One,
I
but I
bought
can
it
work
years
on
ago.
cars. That is a talent and a
carried a
dying
torch for
art,
Selena in
Tony
those days.
Vasquez.
Yes, I always have. But old man never knew about it.
And Peter says, sorry, I missed the beginning of the live.
You know the husband?
Sure, I
Ah,
know Jacob.
no worries,
He was in the
Peter. You
car.
never have to apologize on this
Celine
channel.
on
All I
furlough
talked
and
about
married
was
her
I was
before it was
fooling around
finished.
with AI. And I made a Sadie short of Sadie riding dinosaurs.
Do you
And
think
I
he
have
killed
one
his
of
wife?
Arthur riding
No.
bisons.
No,
and
not my opinion.
and I posted a bunch of the
So if it wasn't Jacob, then you probably
pictures
let her out
on
of here with the guy who
Instagram
killed her.
and
How do you feel about
Twitter
that?
and on the
Stow
community
attitude, will
tab.
ya? I tried to get onto Jacob.
Odog,
Rang him up.
Odog
Asked him to
found
come
another
pick her
car
up
guy
like
and says,
usual.
Tony, what do you drive?
He refused.
Mama one says, I spent a day finding
picked some
perfect
night to push
oxes
him
and
over the
bores
edge.
for John's tent.
I rang him back
Why
around
can't John
11:30.
upgrade his tent
Got
himself?
no answer.
That's my question. Can't herd,
Thanks, Mr. McCall.
can't
Been a
swim,
big help.
can't
One more
hunt.
thing. Would you have an address
Papa
for
one
Celine?
says, on the side of the boot
142
for his...
North Union
Oh, okay. I even had a little pocket
I had to
on the
send
side of the
home
boot
enough
for his
cabs to
king-sized
cover that.
Chesterfield Kings and lighter. I made him boots several times. I make spurs too. My dad always made his own. He took spurs seriously.
Let's get out
He
of
never
here.
wore boots without them. Always could hear his spurs no matter where he was, like Josie Wales. And Calum says, finding a perfect ox pelt is a struggle, Mama One. It's not really. Painted Sky has them. There's one at that tobacco farm by the railroad tracks on the way to Rhodes. Those are the two ones that I go for all the time.
Helps you get through a working day.
Not Painted Sky, Downs Ranch.
A smart lawyer might use that
Papa
to
One
throw
says,
out
Tony,
anything
you and
you
my
collect
son would
today.
get along great. He has a little side passion project where he restores classic cars and then sells
As
them.
long as you're not falling over, Rusty, I'll let it slide.
And Tony says, I have a teenager and
No, you
always
picked the
carting his
wrong
friends
job with
around.
the healthy Thursday Finch.
I do have a
We owe
78
it to
Dodge
this city to do
Aspen with the
best we
basic
can in this
H on the
position. As
floor.
homicide detectives, that responsibility is all the
Odog
more
says,
serious.
poor
Always the
John.
politician.
It's not political, it's practical. Maybe the men combing Hollywood Boulevard after the Elizabeth Short murder were more interested in sniffing out booze than the clues that would have led to her killer.
Yeah, well, if only you'd been there, choir boy. Betty Short would be alive.
14 viewers in the chat. Thanks for being here, friends. Happy Saturday. We shall be continuing this live stream, this playthrough tomorrow on Sunday.
Claimed to be able to prevent crimes. I only suggested.
Then on Monday we're either going to do yet another LA Noire, or Grand Theft Auto 5. And Wednesday, I think I'm just going to share all the AI pictures that I've been making because they're a lot of fun.
Watch where you're driving, you maniac!
Odox has a small fleet of cars: Kia Soul, Buick Roadmaster, Chevy Astro, 75 Monte Carlo, and access to others. And David says, don't forget to hit that like button, fellers. Yeah, appreciate that. Like and subscribe. This stream will probably get demonetized. LA Noire and Grand Theft Auto streams. The algorithm is unkind to them, regardless of all the clever edits that I do. So every like helps, my friends. Papa One says his son mainly goes through for 1940s through 1970s classics like Ford Mustangs, Cadillac DeVilles, Mercurys, Volkswagen Bugs. Currently has two he is rebuilding. One's a 75 Mercury Marquis and the other a 1970 Ford Mustang. Cloudy says, what have I missed? I was getting some pizza. Interesting, Cloudy. I had pizza for dinner and so did O-Dog. What's that about? You wouldn't happen to live on an island, Cloudy. Tony says the Monte Carlo is a beast of a vehicle. Well, O-Dog is a beast of a mod. Mama One says, Callum, it took me a while, but it was fun. And Callum says, love a 1970 Ford Mustang. A classic American muscle car. Callum. Hodok says, Tony, it's a sweet car. Got me through some hard times after owning a stupid Ford Contour. And Callum says, sounds like a pizza type of Saturday. Yes, it was, Callum. Is pizza popular in Ireland? Or do you put something Irish on it like mashed potatoes and Guinness? Cloudy says, I had some Hawaiian pizza. It's an acquired taste, Hawaiian pizza. However, I will tell everyone, if you like salty and sweet, if you like barbecue,
I'll try the back door. Right here.
Sweet barbecue sauce, you'll basically like Hawaiian pizza. It's the same taste profile. Mama One says dinner tonight was squirrel stew with cornbread. It wasn't Peanut the squirrel, was it, Mama One? With cornbread, rice, squash, peas, and a homemade chocolate cake. That sounds delicious. And Tony says, haha, Contour is the ones that were blowing up due to the gas tank issue.
Like somebody's creeped the joint.
Callum says, yeah, pizza's very popular, but kebabs definitely take the top spot after a night out, after putting a few drinks in ya. Kebabs are not very popular here. Kebabs and falafel, etc. Shawarma. Odak says, the Mustang is nice, but it's not a Chevelle or a 442 or a Charger, of course. It's a small classic.
Are you taking the medication I have prescribed?
Is your meat Mustang or Camaro? It is.
I heard them screaming.
Cloudy says, oh, guess what? My hard drive got corrupted, so I lost my Red Dead Redemption 2 and some other gaming files. I have to start Red Dead Redemption 2 all over again. Well, that is also a blessing and a curse. Cloudy, I'm sorry you lost your files. But I really enjoy starting games over again. And when I do get my PS5, I'm going to just start new games. I'm not going to transfer over files. And that's about all we have for you tonight, friends. But I am going to I am going to show you the Sadie dinosaur short. I'm Super Antonio. Hold on, hold that thought.
Come on, fellas, it's your
Here. This is a short we did. Look how cute she is. Then I was trying to, I don't know what I was doing there. And this is my favorite one.
Just keep them coming.
Don't be shy, boys. Don't be
And I like this one in Saint Denis. She's riding a T-Rex. Legendary Pegasus with the sun in the background. It's topless here. And then the sci-fi version. The Nostromo's the ship in Aliens. There's a baby raptor. And Wonder Woman. I'm Super Antonio.
Jacob Henry had a violent argument.
Callum says, Sadie looking a little too good, Antonio. Yeah, well, you know, we're trying to attract a younger audience. What was I going to say? Appreciate you being here, friends. Appreciate you spending some time with me and Sadie. Shout out to the mods. Newly minted mod Callum from Ireland. Miko, Herptile, Odok, sit up. Hop, hop. Sit up and say goodbye to everyone. Special Mama 1. Mama 1 and Papa 1. And David and Chrissy, of course. Absent friends Serena and Miko and Marco. Forgive me, Miko. Great talking to you, Cloudy and Peter and Tony. We shall return tomorrow night. Feel free to hang out in the chat. I'll leave it going for a while. You guys can catch up, talk amongst yourselves. Thank you for being here, friends. Like and subscribe, and enjoy the rest of your evening.
I get the point.
Do I tell you how to drive?
Carruthers said she took a real pounding.
Maybe if he had been a little... Just go easy, Phelps. Maybe if he had been a little firmer in the beginning, wouldn't be in this situation now.
I imagine that Neanderthal routine is a big hit with the ladies, Galloway.
Slow and steady, come on. Women love me, Phelps. I have no complexity. They know exactly what they're gonna get. Breathe, Phelps. Breathe, damn it.
Thanks for your trouble.
That.
Look, Pops, just hand over the money, okay?
All right, young fellow, okay. Hold your horses. I'm getting the money.
I ain't afraid to drill you, you know.
Hey, careful with that trigger finger now. You look the nervous type.
Plug the old bastard, Lefty. If I gotta come in there, I'm spraying lead, you old coot.
LAPD, drop the weapon!
Running.
Just watch your shots, Cole.
Stay down.
Mendez could be our man.
He could be at that, but you don't want to cross the skipper, Phelps. Not a great move in your first day. He wants Henry re-interviewed. How'd you like losing your cherry, rookie?
It might be my first day here, but I've had extensive experience on other desks in the department. I think you're aware of that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you've been a pain in the ass before today as well.
And I shall continue to be until the end of time.
Watch where you're driving, you maniac! Hey! Whoa there!
I know what I'm doing.
Gently. Breathe, Phelps. Breathe, damn it!
Alonzo Mendez. Sound like a man who moonlights as the werewolf?
Don't sound like a man I'd let my daughter anywhere near.
You've got a daughter.
Spend enough time drinking, Cole, you'll find yourself with any number of things you don't want when you're... Cole!
So that's why you never sober up.
Exactly. You did a decent job on the Henry case, Phelps. Not bad for your first time at bat.
Thanks, Rusty.
Don't go getting ahead of yourself. That's one clearance under your belt. Now it's a new day with a new dead lady that needs our attention.
And no assumptions until we see the evidence, right?
Right. See, I knew you were a fast learner, Phelps. You might get along after all.
Now.
There still might be some play in the boyfriend angle.
I thought we were on our way to lock up the husband.
If he doesn't work out, then.
Deirdre Muller has suffered enough. More than enough. You shouldn't make disparaging comments about her without even the slightest inkling of what she was like.
She was a woman, wasn't she? No, around about my third divorce, I realized women might not be the pure angels we imagine. You're married, ain't you, Phelps?
Don't make any insinuations about my wife.
Hey, she's a woman. Calm down!
She's the mother of my children.
You're a father, Cole? Don't tell me your eye don't bend.
This conversation is over.
Any Central Unit, Car 16 Adam reports a possible jumper at 8th and Hope. The Methodist Church unit to handle code 2 identified.
Just go easy, Phelps. God, you're gonna kill us!
Full of advice, aren't you?